Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to undo my 3 months old mini braids with you guys. I did not redo these braids at any point, so this is 3 months straight of mini braids. Here you can see my growth, and at this point some braids are already loose and had started to unravel, as you can see. So what you will need for the takedown: number 1, a lot of patience; number 2, a lot of water; and then a cheap conditioner. Step 1 is to sprinkle your hair with water. Make sure you drench your hair with water because you don't want to take down any dry hair. So it is very important for you to use a lot of water. As you can see, I am going back with more water per braid, and then after that I am using a rat tail comb to undo my hair. Make sure you use a comb that is a bit sharp at the edge so that you can undo your hair. And at any point, if you feel like your hair is a bit dry and it's difficult to undo, you just have to sprinkle more water and keep it going. Also, I decided to speed up this process for you guys while editing the video. I've sped up the process because this particular braid took me about 7 good minutes to undo. That is why I said you will need a lot of patience. As you can see, I am going in with more water. At any point, if you feel like your hair is dry and it's becoming difficult for you to undo it, just go in with water. Once you get to your new growth at the roots, please be careful because this is the part where the hair is most tangled. Go in with more water and introduce the conditioner at this point. Trust me, you will need the slip from the conditioner. Also, this is where patience comes in. Try as much as possible to separate the tangled hair using your fingers before you can even start using a comb or a hairbrush. Finger detangle that section of your hair until the strands separate, and then after that you can introduce your hairbrush and start brushing your hair. Here I was a bit happy to have finished the first braid. I was doing a length check, as you can see. Here is the amount of hair that I had lost after undoing only one braid. Only one braid, and I had lost this much hair. Anyway, I went off camera and undid a few more of the braids. Here I come back. This was the other side of my hair. I guess this was the final braid of the first section of my hair. I had decided at this point that I will undo them in sections so that at any point if I feel tired, I can just take a break and then come back. So this was the final braid of the first section of my hair. I basically did the same thing, just sprinkling water and doing the braid, and then when you get to the roots, you know what to do by now. You just take your cheap conditioner, apply the conditioner, and then start finger detangling until your hair strands have separated, and then after that you can go in with maybe your wide tooth comb or your hairbrush. let me give you a tip. After undoing a few braids, make sure you go in again with your water, sprinkle your hair with water, and then take a wide tooth comb and comb the hair together. At this point, I was just losing more hair, but it's okay. Comb the hair together and then put it into a twist just to get the hair off the way. Trust me, you don't want to do your entire head without sectioning the hair. This will just give you a very difficult time when it comes to combing the hair. At this point, I was done with the back section of my hair, and I decided to section the remaining hair into two parts, the left side and the right side, and then I will start with one side again. Just the same, sprinkle water, undo your hair. When you feel like your hair is a bit dry, go in again with water and conditioner and just repeat the same process.
So much pain and we've shared so much sorrow, but we've had hope and the joy of tomorrow. We've had so much pain and we've shared so much sorrow, but we've had hope and the joy of tomorrow.
And we are at the root again. This is the part that will give you the most difficult time, but just remember, a lot of water, a lot of conditioner, and finger detangle as much as possible. Don't try to comb the hair straight away before you finger detangle. Do it until every strand is separated, and then after that you can go in with your comb.
We've been made up for the night, yeah, yeah. We've been made up for the night, yeah. Your joy will come in the morning light. We've been made up for the night, yeah, yeah. We've been made up for the night, yeah. Your joy will come in the morning light. Just make it through tonight.
I like to go in with a hairbrush at the roots of my hair, and then after that I can take the wide tooth comb and then comb the rest of my hair. Remember, after every section, comb the hair together and then put it away into twists. At this point, I was done with 3/4 of my hair. As you can see, each small section is twisted up. So I just went off camera and did the rest of my hair, and then I came back to show you the last braid. Of course, I had to film the last braid. At this point, I was so happy. I actually thought that this process would take me maybe a few days, but it ended up just taking me 1 day to finish, and I was so glad I decided to start early so that I could finish on the same day. Back at the roots, remember, more water, more conditioner, and more finger detangling. Finger detangle that hair until the strands have separated, and then after that you can go in maybe with your wide tooth comb or your hairbrush. The happiness that comes with combing the last section of hair and just putting it away into a twist is unmatched. Anyway, at this point I was done with my entire head, so I just combed the section together and put it away into a twist. This is the amount of hair that I had lost after this process, which I think is not too much considering that I had left this in for 3 months. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.
Say that I was struggling, all the memories they took me